In such a situation, it's important to inhale and exhale slowly, meaning the exhale should be longer than the inhale. In that case, it turns out a slowing down happens. And this dialogue, the noise in your head, it will still quiet down a bit. What else? I mean, basically everything we do in our lives, we do one way or another because it's the best possible option. I know. I cry myself in moments when something turns out not the way I wanted, or I don't know, something goes off track, goes a bit off plan. Yeah, same thing. I'll definitely have a cry. I'll definitely let all my emotions out. If there's a man nearby, you can, as they say, vent it all there. If not, you can vent to a friend, if not to a video camera, anywhere really. But these emotions in the moment shouldn't be held in. They just need to be released because, in fact, who is crying? A little child who's upset that things aren't the way I want, and that's it. And I allow myself this because, well, probably not much was I allowed to do this because there weren't such enough. Well, I mean, I was raised like in the Soviet Union. Well, there's nothing to cry about, but now I allow myself to do it. But I have a very quick transition. Like I've cried for 15 or 20 minutes, felt upset, and that's it. As my husband says, it's just like from, I don't know, 100% state of tragedy into a 200%. Oh, it turns out it can be like this. I mean, and right then a resource appears, energy appears right away for you to switch over and start actually doing things. It's just the hardest part. What's the problem anyway? The problem is that we slow down simply because we're holding ourselves back. Just think how much energy goes into holding yourself back. Want to get angry? Get angry. Want to cry? Cry. Want to, I don't know, scream? Go to karaoke. Well, I mean, let that emotion out. No need to hold it in. It's useless. Luckily, there's the ocean now. Sometimes I go into the ocean, dive in, scream into the water, and come back up. Cool. I release the emotion as much as possible. It doesn't work for me, honestly. No matter how many different mindfulness practices, breathing, whatever I've done, it doesn't work. The emotion surges. I let it out. I let it out. It's beautiful. Right away, grand ideas come to you, strength appears, and you're ready to settle all matters. And also everything that drags on and gets put off. Most often this happens because we have, these little tasks that I personally call parasites, like parasites that just, you kind of look at them every day and think, tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. What helps? Writing a list of these parasites and at least roughly understanding for yourself when I'm actually ready to finish them. Sometimes it happens like cleaning out your inbox helps so much that then the next day I have so much energy for getting through everything else. Sometimes since, well, there's family, so let's say in these energies, meaning my energies are very closely tied to my husband and children, and we influence each other a lot. And if, say, I realize that my inbox is clean, everything's in its place, I've done everything, blah, 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 I realize that one of the three, has something weighing on them. And I start prodding them, like, okay, guys, what's up? What's going on? Come on, let's take a look. For example, by default, what else? Probably, again, from the category of recommendations for all women. I do it once a week, consistently. A week. Twice, probably, almost always. A massage for everyone. I just have them lie down and say, let's go. And I start massaging, based on my intuition, pressing where I feel it. Sometimes I tell them, but now they've learned so much, they come up themselves like, right here, please. And since they have a different way of thinking anyway, it's not like mine. I, for example, still, man, this endless process, I'm constantly living in it. But they're not like that. I mean, they might be, I don't know, for example, busy with something else. They don't reconnect with their bodies as often. So when I give them a massage, they're like, oh, yeah, exactly. I literally finish the massage and I see that, boom, one issue is solved, then another. And it's all these blockages in the body, but they don't understand what it's connected to. So no words are needed. You can just go through it and that's it.
So you go through the body, right? You just mentioned massage, and I thought, tell that to a working woman who's tired herself, and then she has to massage the whole family. I think she'd be like, I don't even have time for myself.
No. We used to have specialists that we went to all the time. I have some really great specialists in Astana. I really love them. For, I don't know, the last 3 or 4 years, I've had people we've gone to regularly. They even came to our house when necessary. Absolutely. My husband and I don't know, probably 2 or 3 times a year for sure. Our kids also went consistently, like full courses of massage. They always had osteopathy and massages. But since being here, firstly, it became a financial issue. And secondly, I realized I needed to learn it myself. And I always try everything on myself first. And when I find a great specialist, I start signing everyone else up, taking them there, saying, this one's good, you can go there. Because of all those situations, I finished osteopathy training myself. So I have a certificate. I completed 3 levels. So I work through the body. That's why I do it for them myself. It's all been very useful now.
But tell me, what if you just mentioned that when something worked for you, you were like, come on, everyone else, hurry up. But what if you start doing something, it works out, and you're like, why didn't I do this before? Like, you kind of blame yourself, right? This guilt appears that you were just being slow and stalling before.
Yes, I actually had that exact feeling just a few days ago, very recently, in fact. It was not even really guilt, but more of a sense of regret, you know? I found myself thinking about it for a while, regret that I hadn't done it sooner. And I was really set back by that feeling. Again, what did I allow myself in that moment? To release the emotions. I was letting that feeling of regret out of me. Yes, I blamed myself and I cried. I mean, all those emotions were being processed. Then I went and told my husband, as usual, this is what I'm going through right now. He, of course, well, anyone who thinks a man just knows what to do right away. It's not true. No one understands what needs to be done.
I think when you said to go and tell your husband what's happening to you, I thought, well, I think many men aren't even ready to take that in.
That's true, but then again, relationships are about honesty. I tell him that right now this and that is happening to me. I feel this and that. You need to hug me like this, say these words, literally. And yes, at first it's as if it comes out a bit artificial for him, but then he sort of starts to understand and it becomes more natural. But nevertheless, any woman at that moment just needs to go to someone. Well, we're built that way. Either way, it'll be a friend or it'll be a husband. I don't know, a neighbor, it doesn't matter. This support in the moment, it's very important. It's very much needed. And I myself, honestly, however many times friends have come to me, I never turn away at that moment because I understand, well, you just need to give a person space, safety to let out emotions. You let out the emotions, like I let out this regret. After this regret, what I had been putting off for a long time, I just physically did what I had been putting off, the action. After these emotions, it's very important to take action. I don't know, like, I don't know, I put off that or forgot to do this, and it turns out it should have been done not like this, but like that. What you wanted to do, you just do it. I did it. Naturally, my mood changed immediately because what had been put off for a long time, it finally, like, I don't know, this pus came out, I felt better, and that's it. And already the next day, some routine started, which, well, I understand that all this was happening. That is, subsequent issues moved forward because inside you, this was released. What had been building up for so long.
Okay, so as a result, can we conclude that kindness and tenderness to oneself is first, the recognition of one's states? Second, that you can tell others about it and can communicate it, even if not about states, then at least to say that I need time now, space, please don't touch me.
Yes,
Well, that is, you don't explain, but just ask them not to touch you at that moment.
yes.
What else?
Well, depending on, for example, if you're tired, you just say that, give me this much time, I need to recover. If you're crying, then you need to say, I'm crying now, I need you to just be quiet and hug me, and that's it. I'll say all sorts of things, and you just listen. You cannot listen, but pretend that you're listening. Or if it's some kind of, I don't know, aggression, well, the ocean helps me a lot, of course. I just go there and scream into the water, because in the water, nothing is heard. Well, you can always find a way. Before I did it just into a pillow, I just take a pillow and scream into it like this. You can go to boxing probably, for those who, for example, do that kind of thing. Well, I just don't do boxing, so for me, just screaming is fine. I'm good.
Running helped me, by the way. When something made me very angry, you go run, and it also relieves.
Yes, because it's some kind of overaccumulated energy that either this way or that way, well, comes out of you. It's like our favorite Palenko says, evil is good that wasn't realized in time. Well, like bad is good that wasn't realized in time. So what we feel in the moment, why we're angry, why regret, why guilt, it's because it was delayed. What could have been done 6 months ago, 3 months ago, 1 year ago, wasn't done for decades. You finally decided to do it and you're angry about it. So you're actually angry at yourself, offended at yourself, angry, like regretful. And all these feelings are connected specifically to you, not someone else, but only you. So they need to be released and then go and do what was delayed and needed to be done. And this is all about kindness and tenderness. Because if you forbid yourself from releasing these emotions, well, nothing good will come of it. You can get sick. A bunch of different ailments are linked specifically to these emotions. Kindness and tenderness, after all that you allow yourself, what's it about? About the fact that you're always focusing on your body. Because the body is like a super guide. I don't know. It'll just best let you know where to move, what to do. Also, kindness and tenderness is also about doing good from abundance, not to your own detriment. So not because, oh, it's shameful, what will they say tomorrow? Or it's wrong, I must help. No, nothing like that. You do it from abundance, and then it comes back to you. If you can't, you honestly say that you can't do it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just once you need to allow yourself to do it. Sometimes kindness is when you remove people from your life who no longer bring you anything good. That it's already from a story, when, it's already, I don't know, it's probably like dragging this extra weight on yourself that hasn't been needed for a long time, and you keep trying to drag it, but it's time to throw it away. And the same thing happens. And it's also not because you're mean, but because you treat yourself this way out of kindness.
And another point came up probably that kindness to others is honesty with them. Like you just said in the moment, to inform others that you can't do it. But on the other hand, we often support our friends when they come to us and whine over and over about the same thing, doing nothing. Probably it would be kindness towards them to say, like, honestly, well, listen, like, let's end this story. You're like repeating yourself in your complaints, and go do something. A friend told me once, she said, you either do something or we don't bring this up anymore. And that was great. So it like didn't offend me, but instead motivated me to do something.
Agreed. It also usually really helps me, when the truth is told.
Yes.
I also think all of this is about kindness. Tenderness. Tenderness is probably, I always try to sort of feel it inside. How, on one hand, moments immediately come to mind, like when a baby is small, and this feeling you experience, it's exactly about tenderness. Well, because there are no other feelings. You only feel tenderness because it's, a baby. So this energy, it's impossible to react to it any other way. The same thing if, say, with your favorite dog, when you hug, pet it, that's also tenderness. And when it turns out I'm left one-on-one with myself. In the previous video, I was just saying that whoever wants, I can send this practice. And this is also about that story of treating your body with tenderness. This tenderness, it actually helps, because I think that everyone who has elevated cortisol, they're all people who aren't very tender with themselves, let's say.
I had a practice, I don't know, I still do it sometimes, but I used to do it more often, where I'd wake up and start stroking my body and saying, I love you.
Cool.
I don't know how it worked, but for some reason I felt like doing it, so I should probably get back to that.
Great idea, yeah. Actually, all these practices, they really work. You shouldn't do them on autopilot, but rather feel it out. Like maybe you do it for a week and then you don't want to anymore because you reach a point of saturation and you're like, well, it seems fine. Then some time passes and you do it again. And doing all of this, going through it again based on feeling, I had big problems with that. I was, like, just give me a to-do list. Like, I'll get it all done real quick. I performed them all perfectly, exactly how many times or the duration they said, and I could never understand at what point I should stop. Well, obviously, I had very serious issues with feeling. And all of this, why am I putting it this way? Because I think there are plenty of people like us, women who know how to do everything very well, perfectly, correctly, but don't feel how much is enough, when to stop, when it's good for me, or when it's already bad for me. To develop all these skills, well, the only way is to constantly bring your attention back to your body. If your attention is in your body, then everything else somehow seems to come easier.
Great. I think we've covered this topic enough, so be kind to yourself and others from abundance and share your kindness and tenderness with others so that this kindness and tenderness multiplies in the world.
Super. Yes. Love to everyone.
Bye-bye.